This is a recorded version of our webinar that was presented on July the 22nd, 2013. Your brand new Promethean board, Beginner Basics. My name is Phyllis Manning. I'm one of the co-founders of EdPro Consultants. Please visit us on our webpage as listed. I am Phyllis Manning, and I am a teacher in East Tennessee. I currently teach in the Freshman Academy at Sweetwater High School, where I teach Algebra 1. I have 24 years teaching experience. I've been using a Promethean board for between 1.5 to 1 3/4 years. I am very proficient with the Promethean board. I use it on a daily basis in my classes. Is this you? Is this your classroom? This was my classroom when I first started using a Promethean board. The students wanted to know if this was our brand new Promethean board, and of course I said yes, and one of the students basically said the same thing as the other one. Well, do you know how to use it? And I am bored with it. And then they started making fun of me because I didn't know how to use it. So I decided I could either use it and use it to the fullest extent, or I could just use it a little bit. So I jumped right in. This can be your class. The top 3 Promethean pictures that are up, I created. I actually use those in my classroom. The top left hand and the top right hand are actual lessons that I use. And these are just some of the items that I use in my classroom. Every day, if you look in the very center where it says you need paper, pencil, calculator, textbook, I put that up every single day as my students enter the room, and that way they know what is needed in class. The bottom 2 photographs also show a wide variety of the ways you can use a Promethean board. A Promethean board is used in education. It can also be used in other aspects of business as well. The beginner basic objective. The main objective of this webinar is to introduce the basic skills required to create simple interactive flip charts for beginners. Participants will learn to open Activinspire, use Activinspire dashboard, learn how to calibrate the Active board, open a new flip chart, switch profiles, use the menu bar, use the ActivPen functions, use the eraser, use the undo redo, add flip chart pages as well as go back to previous pages, add and format text, use the highlighter, use the fill tool, use the browser, use the clear tool, and add backgrounds to flip charts. Promethean boards vary. You have the older type models, which is in the top left-hand corner and the top right-hand corner. You have the newer version, which can be a touch Promethean or it could just be a regular Promethean, but that is the design. You also have the model on the bottom right-hand side, which is a portable model. We have all 3 of these models in our school system. Mine is just like the one in the very center, and mine is also a touch board. Just what is Activinspire? It is software by Promethean. It allows teachers to bring lessons to life in their classroom. It uses rich and powerful activities that will get the attention of the students. And getting the attention of the students, it does do that. My students are much more engaged since I have Promethean than what they were with a regular board, whiteboard. Activinspire also provides real-time assessments and real-world experiences to be part of the learning environment, and the students thrive on this. How exactly do you open Activinspire? You will look on your desktop for an icon that looks exactly like this in the top left-hand side of the presentation where it says Activinspire. This will be displayed while you're waiting for the program, and in the bottom right-hand corner, this will display when the program is coming up. Once your program comes up, Activinspire dashboard will display. It looks like this. There's Flipcharts, Annotate over the desktop, Express Poll, Promethean Planet, Configure, Training and Support. We're only going to talk mainly about the Flipcharts and how to create new Flipcharts. This also allows you an opportunity to open up a new Flipchart. And it also opens up previous Flipcharts. Those are Flipcharts that I have opened up recently. In the bottom left-hand corner where the black arrow is and the check mark, if that remains checked, the dashboard will start up when your windows start up when you open up an Activinspire Flipchart. You can also close this by just clicking close in the bottom right-hand corner. Also, you can close it just using the X. You will need to calibrate your board so that your pen will write exactly where you touch when you touch your Promethean board. This is method number 1. You will use the ActivPen to hover close to the indicator light as illustrated in the photo. Make sure that you do not touch the indicator light, but that you hover close to it and that you do so at an angle. Then you will hear a beep. The active board turns white and a message will appear that says click on the surface to begin. You may click anywhere on the surface as indicated in the diagram. Follow the instructions on the board. There are 4 crosses that will come up one at a time, one in each corner. Then it will be followed by a cross that is on the left-hand side. You want to click in the center of the cross. Calibrate the active board method 2. This is how I prefer to calibrate my board. You click on the Active Manager icon located on the computer system taskbar as indicated with the blue, and then you will touch Calibrate. Once you select Calibrate, the calibration process will begin. You go back to the active board where you will click on the surface, and then you will just follow the instructions on the active board. How do you open a new Flipchart? There are 3 methods. Method number 1, you will click on File. You will find that located in the top left-hand corner of your Activinspire Flipchart. Once you click on File, you will just click on New Flipchart. Method number 2 is the dashboard. You click on Create a New Flipchart and it will create one. When you bring up the Activinspire, if you'll recall, a new Flipchart is already brought up for you. How do you open a new Flipchart? Method 3. You click on the main menu icon, which is indicated in the diagram. Then you will click on File, and then of course from there you click on New Flipchart, and that will allow you a third method of creating a new Flipchart. Once you open your Flipchart, you will want to switch profiles. Go to the Switch Profile icon, which looks like the little person, and as indicated in the diagrams. Your profile choices are at the board, authoring, languages, mathematics, and media. I choose mathematics since I am a math teacher. If you choose at the board, you are not allowed to put any text in your Flipchart. So you might want to start with authoring, languages, mathematics, and media and see which one fits your need. The menu bar. The menu bar has a wide variety of icons, and I've only chosen a few icons that we're going to cover in this. There's the main menu, there's the switch profiles, previous page, next page. You can change the color and the thickness of your pen as well as your highlighter. This is your select tool. This is where you will use anything. You will select the arrow when you want to move anything on your Flipchart to a different location. Of course, there is your pen, your highlighter, your eraser, your fill tool, your shapes, your text, your clear tool, your undo, and your redo. I did not really go over the shape tool, and you will just want to experiment with that. Just click on it and pick the shape you want. Take your pen, draw, and drag, and it will do your shapes for you. What about the ActivPen? Well, to use the ActivPen, of course, you want to click on the ActivPen icon. You can write or draw using the pen, and these are two examples in two different colors. This is a line thickness of 4 in black, and this is a line thickness of 2 in pink, which allows you to see the different ones. To change the colors, you will click on the pen. You will pick a color from the color palette to change the pen color. If your desired color is not on the palette, right-click on any of the colors and a large palette will open. You can do this from your pen at the board. You will push the button that is on the pen. On the older pens, it is orange. On the newer pens, it's kind of a gray button. You will push that, and then you can click the color wheel for even more color choices for your Promethean. How do you change the pen color on a touch Promethean? Mine is a touch Promethean. You click on the pen, then you click the color pen box as indicated in the diagram. You click on the color from the color palette. If the color is not on the palette, click on any color, then right click and a larger palette will open. You can click the color wheel for even more choices, and once you click a choice, it will change whatever color that you have clicked on in this part to the new color that you have chosen. Changing the pen thickness. The pen thickness can be changed by choosing one of the pre-selected thickness circles as indicated here and here, or you can slide the pen width selector, which is here and here, to the desired size. This will also change the highlighter and the eraser thickness. What happens if you make a mistake? Of course, there's an eraser. You will click on the eraser icon. The eraser erases errors when you're using the pen or the highlighter only. And here I have highlighted domain, I've underlined range, and here I deleted some by just using my eraser. What happens if you make a mistake and you didn't mean to erase something? Can you get it back? Yes, you can. You click the undo icon. You click it once and it will undo the last thing that you did, or multiple times to undo multiple mistakes. You can also click the redo icon once or multiple times to redo mistakes. In other words, just play with it, put something on there, and click both of these and see what happens. How do you add pages to the flip chart or preview previous pages? There are two arrows. One is a right arrow, one is the left arrow on your menu bar. You will click the next page, which is the right arrow icon, to add a page to the flip chart. You will click the previous page, which is the left arrow icon, to preview a previous page of your flip chart. If you hover over any of the icons that I have been going over, it will tell you what they are for. What if you want to add text to your flip chart? Well, like I stated previously, at the board profile does not have a text button tool. So you will have to switch the profiles, and so I just recommend to play with this and see what's going on, that you just choose your authoring profile. To add text, there is a T icon, T for Tennessee, since I am in Tennessee, to add the text. Click anywhere on the active board that you would like your text to go. Begin typing. Click off of the T to stop adding text. Otherwise, every time that you touch the board, you will be attempting to add text. You can format the text. In order to format the text, you will look up above on the top of your Promethean, and it will have your font style, your font size. You can choose those. Of course, you can do bold, italicized, underline, superscript, subscript. Your text color is on the left-hand side. Your background color is for the text box only. If you choose the one with the X, there is no background color. Of course, you have your alignments. You have your left alignment, your center alignment, your right alignment. You have your increase line spacing, decrease line spacing. You also have increase indent and decrease indent, as well as your bullets. These are part of my favorite things to use. You have your on-screen keyboard where you can actually type. You have your select all, and you have your all symbols. I use those quite often since I am a math teacher. You can use the select icon to format and edit text in Flipcharts. It is the arrow on your Flipchart. So it's the arrow that looks like this. It is your select. You will select your text by just clicking on it. These icons will pop up. The left icon that looks like an X allows you to drag and move the text box to another location. The next one allows you, if you click on it, to rotate your text. You can rotate it any way you want. And then the last is spell check. These others will be discussed in a different Promethean training session. These are the handles, and this will allow you to make your text box larger or smaller if you pull on, drag on the corners. How do you highlight an item? To highlight an item, you'll click on the highlighter icon that looks like a little highlighter. The highlighter is used to draw over text or images. You can change the color of the highlighter similar to the way that you change the text pen. In order to change it, you select a color from the color palette. The width of the highlighter can be changed by sliding the pen width slider. One of my students in the past couple of years has asked me if there's any such thing as a black highlighter. And so we chose black one day and we highlighted. It almost looks kind of like a dark gray, and it worked out really well. So my kids like the black highlighter. So just play with the highlighter colors and find the one that you want. The fill tool. The fill tool is used to change background colors. It's also used to change color of objects, and it's also used to change the color of text. You will click on what looks like a little paint bucket. This is your fill icon. You will select the color from the color palette that you want to use. You will click on the page or object to change the color. Click anywhere on the page and it will change the page background. If you click on an object, you need to make sure that the very tip of the paint touches what you want to change, especially if you are changing text. Make sure that you practice changing the color of text before you go in your classroom. The page browser. You will click View at the top of your Activinspire Flipchart. Then you will click Browsers to make sure that your browser is showing. If your browser is showing, it will look like this. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different icons to choose from. What is the resource browser used for? It helps you to quickly view, navigate, and use resources provided with your Activinspire to enrich your Flipcharts. And trust me, there are a lot of resources there, so you do want to definitely check those out. The resource library contains a huge range of games, activities, as well as annotations, assessments, backgrounds, concept maps, images, shapes, sounds, and other items that are just too numerous to list. Make sure that you do check those out. What if you want to clear an object instead of just dragging it to the trash can? Well, you click on the clear icon. It looks like a spray bottle. Up will pop a variety of spray bottles. You can do clear annotations, you can do clear objects, clear grid, clear background, clear page. Clearing annotations only clears what you write or what you highlight. Clearing objects does just exactly what it says. If you put an object on there and you want the object to disappear, you will click on it. Clearing grid will clear your grid. Clearing background will just clear your background. It will leave anything else that is on your Flipchart page there. Clearing the page clears the entire page, but don't panic. Remember, if you accidentally clear the entire page or anything on your Flipchart and you want to undo, there is an undo button. What about backgrounds? Well, you can click on the fill icon to change the color. Select the color from the color palette and then click the page to change the color of the background. All Flipcharts start out with a white background, and as you can see, I changed this one to a teal blue. You can also do background pictures. You will click on the page browser. When you click on the page browser, you want to go to the second one from the left. It's called the resource browser. You want to click on the plus sign where it says plus it'll have a folder, and then it'll say backgrounds. Click on that. Up will pop illustration, paper, pattern, photograph, and texture. Click on the background and drag it to the flip chart with a pen. Just check all of them out and see what's available. You'll be surprised. Another way of putting backgrounds is background pictures. You will click on the page browser. You will click the resource browser, which is the second icon from the left on your page browser. You will click shared backgrounds. Remember, make sure you click the plus sign. When you click the plus sign, there's a wide variety of choices that you can choose from your backgrounds. Click on the background. Make sure that you hold the pen down on the background that you choose and drag it to the flip chart with the pen so that you can have the background of your choice. Make sure now that you check all of these out to see what you want. Make special note of where they're located at so you'll remember next time. Don't forget to save your flip chart. You always want to save your flip chart as save as, and make sure that you save it. If you use the same flip chart in a variety of classes at the end, make sure you put save as and name it as your class, whatever your class is. That way you will have it again the next day in case you do not finish your flip chart for that day. Okay. Please visit our webpage at http://edproconsultants.weebly.com to view a file of this presentation and to receive your certificate of attendance. Make sure you check our site for more Promethean board webinars as well as other topics. And if you would like to contact me, please contact me at phyllis.manning76@gmail.com. I'd like to thank you for your participation with this webinar. We would be more than happy at EdPro Consultants to do an on-site Promethean board training with your faculty at any time during the school year. Please contact us by visiting EdPro Consultants webpage and get our email addresses. We also offer flipping the classroom, Skyping, and other topics of interest.